If you were born with North Node in Pisces and South Node in Virgo, you have a soul that is attuned to serving others, to taking care of the small details, being very analytical and perfectionist. Your North Node, however, is calling you to relax, to dream, and to become more creative, to let go of the constant need for perfection and to trust that you are loved and accepted just the way you are. In this video, I'm talking about the gifts, the lessons, and your karmic purpose. My name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer specializing in natal, relationship, and predictive readings. If you like my work, please support me by leaving a like or a comment, subscribing, and pressing that notification bell. All of that draws views to my channel, helps me grow. I appreciate that. You also have the option of saying thank you and buying me a coffee. Additionally, for all of your questions, if you want to know what the year ahead has in store for you, if you have your birthday coming up and you'd like to know what's happening right now or what's ahead, you can always book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. On my website, you can also check out the shop section for all of my creations, such as candles, oils, planners, and more. So definitely give that a look. Before we talk about the North and South Node specifically, let's talk about it in a more general sense, right? What is North Node? What is South Node? North and South Node are not existing physical things. They are points of intersection between the solar and the lunar orbit. And whenever we get a new or full moon right at those intersection points, we get eclipses. So eclipses have always been they've always carried this major emphasis and influence in astrology. So North and South Node, because they connect to eclipses, they also carry that huge weight in astrology. And so there's a couple of ways of looking at the North and South Node. I like to cover them both to give you perspective, but in general, I think I really like looking at the North and South Node as the rise and the fall of karma. They're very karmic. They connect to your past lives. They represent lessons you're learning. They represent energies you're carrying over from other lifetimes, and they're here to tell you how to find a better balance. So modern astrologers oftentimes tend to put the South Node down, and they tend to lift up the North Node, and a lot of times you might hear that South Node is something you're letting go, it's you're mastering and releasing it, versus North Node is these like blessings and your complete focus in life, right? Which is not entirely true, because, or at least that's not what traditional astrologers used to believe, right? The traditional astrologers saw South Node as the release. It's the energy of spiritual focus, right? Like South Node, even if you look at those two intersections, right, between the solar orbit and the lunar orbit, the North Node represents the point of intersection as the moon is climbing up, versus the South Node is the moon going down. So North Node, according to that energy of climbing up, has the pull towards material gains. North Node is curious, it's hungry, it's the rise of fortune, right? It's the rise, or like the strong pull. It has very material focus. It has very hungry energy. Lance Armstrong, the famous cyclist, has his Mars conjunct North Node, and so Mars, being the competitive warrior within him, conjunct the North Node, made that warrior that much hungrier. So he was willing to break rules and to go really far to win. So North Node is not just good, right? Because it can take you in the wrong direction. So looking at it as like South Node bad, North Node good is not conducive to I think a balanced understanding. And I'm a Libra rising, so I'm all about balance. And South Node, because it's spiritual and it has to do with release, is also not all good, because if you're fully releasing responsibility, you can hurt people around you, right? You can step away too much. You can sort of escape. It's good to escape in meditation, I guess, but you can escape into drugs because you're so not focused or so not connected to the material realm, to your physical body. So that's where their relationship, I think, is easiest to understand, because it's not one good, one bad. It's about how do we balance that spiritual energy with the material energy. So let's talk about having your North Node in Pisces and South Node in Virgo. Those two are always in the opposite signs, and that's why that tension is created, right? Because Pisces and Virgo are both signs of service, but Virgo can focus on the small details while Pisces cares about the universal compassion and healing, right? So you do have this kind of opposition present in your life. North Node matures around 42, which means early in life you may gravitate towards your South Node quite strongly and find yourself doing more South Node and Virgo things, versus after 42 you will be better at finding balance between those two and connecting with your Pisces energy. And this of course depends on each person, their individual life path and their charts. You have this placement if you were born between July 27th, 1950 and March 28th, 1952, April 20th, 1969 and November 2nd, 1970, or December 3rd, 1987 and May 22nd, 1989. There's also some really young people born with this, and they were born June 23rd, 2006 and December 18th, 2007. And some other people in the group with you who share the same South and North Node are Lily James, Alicia Vikander, Nina Dobrev, Emma Stone, Ben Mendelsohn, and Christopher Nolan. So here's the list of people who are dealing with the same energy as you are. So in order to understand your North Node, I think it really helps to understand South Node. And with South Node in Virgo, you are someone who is very skillful, very perfectionist, and devoted to achieving things, right? You could have, early in life, you could have focused a lot on being perfect. Maybe there was some kind of requirement where you had to act a certain way, or you had to show your best self in order to be accepted, right? Like this could be children who resolve conflicts between their parents, or children who go to school and get only A's because they want to be liked. They sort of try to perfect themselves in order to make other people feel better. Sometimes, you know, in past lifetimes, you could have literally been the person who served others. So like Virgo is sometimes, you know, connected to like taking care of all the details and making sure the space is clean and everything is organized. So it's like a lot of attention focused labor. So you could have been the person who like served other people in the past. Maybe you worked for them, maybe you organized their life, maybe you cleaned their house, and so early in life you also find yourself a lot of times in those kind of service positions, or you find yourself comfortable with attending to little details. Of course, the danger here is that you are overthinking, you may struggle with anxiety, you may worry too much about things being perfect, you may attract people who are critical of you and perhaps repeat some of that early wound, you know, people who are perfectionists or people who are expecting you to take care of them. So there might be the shadow side of this, right? And your Pisces South Node is your Pisces North Node is very much calling you to see the other side of the coin. It's calling you to step away from that need to attend to every little thing. It's calling you to trust. Like I have a friend with this placement, and but she also has the moon in Capricorn, but she very much struggles with believing that her immune system is strong enough, or her child's immune system is strong enough. She sort of has this like earthy need to control or manipulate the environment. Virgos have crazy control issues. So if you have your South Node in Virgo, you may feel a need to manipulate things in some way or the other. You feel the need to have answers, right? You feel like you need to be perfect. You need to know more. You have to accomplish certain things. And your Pisces North Node is saying that no, you don't have to. The universe is here. The universe has your back. You are beautiful, even if you are imperfect, right? So learning to trust. And a lot of times you will find that through exploring some kind of spiritual path, right? Through learning to surrender and learning to let go. But like spiritual realm can be highly supportive for your Virgo's need to know and Piscean spiritual attitude, right? So same friend, she's like very much into going to psychics, but I think to me that's also like a struggle to let go of control, because there's that need to know, and the Pisces North Node calls her to go to a psychic person. So exploring it for comfort and exploring it for help in knowing, but also exploring it for just the development of the soul, right? Exploring it to connect to something, because Pisces is very much connected to the universe, right? It's spiritual, it's broad-minded. So I think that's where you're bringing in some of the astrology or tarot or psychic energy, because you are trying to just explore that energy within yourself and trust your intuition, or trust your body, trust your environment, trust your knowledge, right? Spiritual practices like yoga, meditation could be especially good for you. Initially, you may feel like you don't know how to shut your brain off, or you may be critical of yourself in terms of how you're doing it. But really, if you are doing it, you are already successful. You can do a Virgo type meditation where maybe you're cleaning something, or you're organizing your wardrobe and you're focusing on your breathing, or you're sitting near a tree. There's like a close association of Virgo and nature. You're going to the ocean, Pisces, and nature, right? And you're breathing in, you're listening to the sound of the waves, or you're listening to music. Music can become very healing for you in this lifetime. You can watch movies, take naps. It's hard in our busy life to find time for those, but for you, it's part of your soul's purpose. Part of your development is to learn to chill. And it's not impossible, but it might take some time. Creating, right? Taking on some kind of passion project. You don't have to show it to anyone. You can just do it for yourself. You can do it for balance in life. So maybe, if you show it to people, just don't worry about them criticizing you. Just think of it as a healing tool for your heart. Watch out for, of course, watch out for the shadow side of Pisces, which I've also seen examples of people I know where you may overindulge, you may drink, or you may escape reality through unhealthy ways, right? Ultimately, choosing spiritual pursuits, choosing kind of healing, meditative type work, helping other people will be more satisfying. There's definitely another person born within the same kind of couple of weeks as my friend who would be one way, very Virgo, I think, when she was sober, but then once in a while she would like get super drunk and then act crazy and wild, to a point that my friend had to like chase her around and had to like be a parent to her. She's like, my friend is a Cancer rising, so, but yeah, be mindful of like not doing one or the other too hard, right? Everything is about balance. And so we talked about creativity, we talked about spirituality, we talked about acceptance, developing compassion towards oneself and then towards other people is a big lesson here. Healing of self. But once again, like a lot of it, the key is acceptance, I think, because Pisces is so accepting of other people. It's so kind, and it's, it has that ocean sized pool of acceptance. So learning to be that way towards yourself and then towards others, or towards others and ultimately via proxy towards yourself, can be highly important. And a lot of this will be done through finding connection. You really need over here, like Virgo is a Mercury ruled sign. It tears things apart. It over analyzes, it streamlines, it edits, right? Pisces is a Jupiter ruled sign. It's about the purpose. It's about the truth underneath it all. It's about connection. And connection could be found through a spiritual hobby, through a belief, through a philosophy of some sort, or through finding people who are on the same path. And do not let go of your dreams. Make sure you are, you're letting yourself daydream, you're letting yourself imagine things, and then you take the Virgo persistence and you bring those dreams into reality. Do not sacrifice your dreams. And watch out for also finding yourself in relationships with people who abuse your service-like mindset, right? Watch out that you're not like finding relationships where you're losing yourself, which is both struggle for Virgo and for Pisces. Maybe Virgo could be more like sacrificing self, Pisces is losing self, but both can struggle with relationships. So having a healthy balance of generosity and earthy boundaries is the key here. But you may actually benefit from having some Pisces in your life, whether that means like, watching them daydream or watching them take naps and seeing that it's okay for you. Yeah, that could be highly healing, I think. Even I have personally, that's not my North-South Node placement, but I am born with 3 planets in Virgo and the moon in Gemini and Saturn, Uranus, and Sagittarius. So I have a lot of mutable, but Pisces is missing. And Pisces, for the longest of time, has always felt like a key to just see them be so like chill and let themselves feel things and, let themselves take naps or get so caught up in a song and sort of connect with music on a deeper level. I find that I love that energy. I think it's like a sister sign. I see you, I like you type dynamic. But yeah, these are some of the most important lessons. Some of your gifts, to sum up, are service mindset, ability to problem solve, attention to details, kind of connection to your body. I think strong rituals, genuine humility, challenges, being self-critical, being anxious, feeling guilty, seeking perfection, maybe being easily offended. Oh, I'm feeling called out. But then the goal state is like learning to trust, learning to let go, becoming more creative, taking the dream and finding outlets for your dreams, connecting the dream to the practical work and achieving them. And you can grow a lot through like meditation, music, nature, yoga, spirituality. And if you feel like you've overdone the spiritual side of things, then things maybe like clean out your dresser or tidy up your space, organize your life, or do something helpful for other people. Let me know how this resonates. I know some people have been waiting for this video for a while. Looking forward to hearing your comments and your thoughts, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.